I can jump off Alan's, I guess, if we're looking for someone to jump in next. Just thank you for sharing that, because I relate to you're saying about like how it's like your anxieties present themselves with insomnia, or just you like there's like a physical something that happened for you to be like, all right, what the fuck's going on here? Let's dig into this. Because I like similarly, I've different like there was one of the kind of moments I remember was I had some really bad, I was grinding my teeth really bad in my sleep for a long time. Went to the dentist, eventually they fit me for a bite plate that I didn't enjoy wearing, gave me headaches anyway, it was just like a yucky thing. And so I went back to the dentist and I was like, so how can I like stop grinding my teeth? And she's like, oh well no, you're like, you grind your teeth, you need a bite plate, you're just gonna have that for the rest of your life. And I just had this like clue and of like, but I didn't used to grind my teeth. It like started for a reason. So if it started for a reason, it can also stop. It's not like it's like it's not like my hair color that I was born with is like something that came up. So that kind of started the I guess I didn't start the journey, but just it's I think, I don't know if I'm correct, like there's, I mean, the journey is like never ending, like even as like you said, Jeff, about how like you still have like moments where you have to go through that gate. And I think that's one of the, that's almost like, it's like if you think you've arrived, then you're like actually back at the start line, because there's no like, it's not like I'm done, I'm here. There's always, you know, because life just keeps presenting itself to you, so there's always going to be something else to deal with and be present with and aware of and work through. Yeah, and I like what my thoughts aren't like gathered right now. I'm like thinking of all the things we've said, so I sometimes get a little rambly, but here goes. But thinking of how, like you were saying earlier too, Jeff, about the like the intellectualizing it, which is like, I'm big on like, I love taking in content. I'm like taking in stuff all the time, but then it's the like at that point, especially like when you're starting with your like real lows, like I had some like I now know it's depression, and I think it's like I've had that really since like childhood, teenagerhood, but as an adult and as other things happen in life, it presents itself even more. And I'm like now getting nervous and totally losing my train of thought.
All right.
Or just, I guess it's you like when you're starting on your base, you're like, then you get like the techniques of, okay, I'm gonna learn to meditate, I'm gonna learn to watch my thoughts, and then you get all these techniques and they do take you so far, and then but then you get to that point where there's still this like, it's like I know all the things to do, but there's still this emptiness or this looking for, or this this something that still is like, it's like, no, it's like I can do all these things, but there's still more to it than just that. And and I'm at the place now where it's like I know that there's nothing really in the outside world that is either makes me feel a certain way or is doing anything to me. It's my reaction to the things in the outside world, like that step away from it, that like, it's like it doesn't bother me that my coffee is getting cool. It's my reaction to my cool coffee that is like just that like kind of separation, that step away, and that I have like the reaction is what you have control over, and then you can, you know, awareness of like just you dive into that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm really
it's
like
okay.
my brain is all over the place this morning.
Let's back up. And I want to say this first for everybody, is that I might, as we get into this, what I might start doing is I might actually have you pause, and I might interrupt you in a gentle way for a specific purpose. So don't be surprised if while we're talking that I do that. So let's back up to where your first little hiccup was, because there was a fork in the road there, and you have a choice of going down that road. So at least what I'm feeling right now is that when you mentioned depression, right there is where you have a choice. It's
You say that.
yeah, exactly. So what does that feel like for you right now? What would be going down that road of just going ahead and just allow the whole damn thing here?
like my body's like physically getting so heavy as we're like as the seconds are passing. Just just to sit with that and let that be, as opposed to like just
go ahead and allow it, because so much of the time we're fucking pushing it away. We're pushing it away.
And then you know better and you tell yourself don't do that, but then that's just another form of distraction.
So we're not doing that here. Now's the opportunity to say it's okay. Allow it's okay.
Allow without judgment. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's totally fine. Yeah, we're all anyone. There's no rules regarding that either. Anybody can jump in and say anything. It's all good.
Okay.
Allow the worst of the depression to be here. That's what this is for. And to meet it in this space. It's not always easy. You can say, okay, come, but that was the little sort of like fork in the road that I saw.
Yeah.
Where the body gets heavy and it's not, it's heavy. It is. It's sobering. It's exactly what it is. So even just really you inviting it to be here is a big deal. Even you in opening the door, and it doesn't mean that it may come through. And I'm talking about the full weight of the depression. But just the act of you having the courage to open the doors all the way and say, it has a profound effect, because what you've now done, Amy, is you've opened those doors to that depression to meet your awareness. And and that might happen here, but it might happen also 3 days from now, or it might happen 2 weeks from now. But just that simple act actually is pretty profound. And you just kind of keep going back to that doorway.
It's funny because I think because you and I have had like 2 conversations before this one, and I noticed after each of those conversations, I'm like feeling low for a few days afterwards, and just even like, but I think this is part of it because my role in life with the people around me tends to be the like, we got this, let's keep going, and like at like my family and school and all these places, so that's like, I don't have time to deal with that shit now. It's good. Let's keep going. And so when we chat, and same as here, and then things come up and you just realize, like, in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, I dealt with that. That's old news. I can talk about it. It's fine. But then when it really comes up and then you allow it, and it's like, oh no, that's still a thing. And it's
there it is. I mean, that's it. It's like all of this energy, all of this like effort that we are constantly applying to our lives to keep it together, to have it together, to be smart, to survive, to put food on the table. The whole thing is just all of that has a buildup over time that you just want to like let it go and fail. You just want to like give in to the weight of it instead of trying to hold it off and then doing what you need to do. That's what this process is about, is finding that moment, the safe moment. You're like, I'm done. I'm not going to try to hold it together anymore. I'm going to utterly break down. I'm going to let my shit fly. It's like, and then what happens is the full weight of this, of a lifetime of trying to keep it together, kind of floods out of you. and maybe you can feel that like in your body, in your solar plexus. You can, for me, I know sometimes it's like here in my throat.
It's like across here. Like, yeah.
So just notice where it is for everybody here. Where is that? Kind of like that, it's just the weight of being. Where's the weight of existence? Where does it land for you? Notice it, be aware of it, and then invite it in.
It's just such a line to friggin' walk, because it's like you feel like you need to actively do something so you don't wallow and become a mess of a human being who can't even get off the couch. But then what you really need to fucking do is let go. But you're like, if I let go, then it's like, there's one I'm listening to, I've got some Michael Singer on the go right now, and one of his, like, he talks about like water is calm if you leave it alone, but then when like we throw, when like a rock is thrown in a stream, then all of a sudden the water gets jaggedy and stuff, and and then you start to like take out your blockages or your rocks or the things. He's like, but then and later it's like you realize that when you're like, you put your left hand in to take out like one of those big rocks, it's your right hand that's holding the rock. And like, just you realize, it's like I was like, that was a nice moment for me, but it was always also like a, what the fuck, like how, like, just, it's like you need to let these things go. And I find it's easy to do with other people. I can let other people's shit go. If someone like does something that like I'm like, you like that, but it's my own shit, that's like, you just, you want to, I don't know, it's the do something but do nothing all at the same time that it's my intellectual brain has a hard time shutting off. And like,
right, you can provide some answers or some solutions to the intellectual brain through this. You are doing something.
Right.
You are doing something, and it's just a little on the paradoxical side of things. So all that you need to do is be present and aware and in your body. There's your doing. That's all you need to do. It's very simple, super simple, which is why your brain argues against it. And then the undoing unfolds in that context. The breakdown, the meeting of the deeper fear, the meeting of depression unfolds. It unfolds on its own course. And all that you're again doing is holding the presence of awareness. And that's very especially to a teacher who's all about demonstrating and actively doing things and trying to help little ones function in the world. You're going against all of that teaching by saying, I'm no longer, I'm all the functioning stuff. I've perfected it, and clearly it doesn't work. I'm still unhappy. So now you're going against the grain of your own internal makeup and saying, okay, I'm done playing that role. And instead of functioning and doing, now you're simply being and noticing. And of course, your left brain has a conniption because of that. Very normal response. And the answer to that is that it's an art form. And you just get better at it. You never perfect it, but you get better at it. So again, breathe and pause in silence here for a second. And again, notice where that weight lands in your body. This weight of holding it all together. That's what's beautiful about this time, is it our gathering here, is that you don't have to have it all together. You can just, everyone out there is looking at the emperor saying you got clothes on, and in this room you're totally naked, and you know you're naked, and we're all naked, and so be it.